This is the Horse Radio Network.
This is episode 358 of the Stable Scoop Radio Show. Oh my God, that face. Really, oh my God, that face. Please support our sponsors as they make this show possible. Our sponsors this week are EquiSketch and EasySignsOnline.com.
This week, Helena and I learn about a stinking cute mini pony with only 3 hooves, Ginny the Lionheart. Then we get a course in horse shopping in Europe with HRN's own jumping guru, Emily Thompson. Plus, we talk new fair foods across the country in our Would You Eat That segment.
Welcome to the Stable Scoop, with weekly shows delivered right to you. With Helena and Glenn the Geek, live from the stable, it's every week. They bring you the news through hail or high water, while using their tails as their own fly swatters. So sit on down and laugh till you poop, cause it's time again for Stable Scoop. Stable Scoop. The Stable Scoop. Stable Scoop.
This is Glenn the Geek.
And this is Helena B. And you're listening to the Stable Scoop Radio Show on the Horse Radio Network.
Well, howdy, Helena.
Howdy, Glenn.
You survived the storms that came across the country the other day. I saw that you had a tornado watch up there in Rhode Island, of all places.
Yeah, it was a dud. It was a 15-minute, condensed storm cell. But we lost power for a while, and a tornado did touch down in Wrentham, which is just north of here over the Massachusetts border. So I thought it was...
And you sound disappointed. We want it to be a dud. That's good.
We want it to be a dud. We definitely want it to be a dud. I am so jaded by the news and the hype and the drama and the crappy headlines and all that clickbaiting kind of thing. I guess I'm just so jaded that I actually... Well, but I have this weather alert thing on my phone, which comes from NOAA, and it's kind of legit. It's what the sailor people around here have and farmers and stuff. So I get an alert on my phone that says active tornado watch in your county. So I was like, oh, all right, maybe that's legit. And it was legit. They're,
Yeah, right up the road there.
Conditions were right. So,
I remember when we lived in Massachusetts. Remember they had those couple tornadoes that hit western Massachusetts and did a lot of damage?
Yeah.
And
Springfield got nailed a couple of years ago.
Speaking of which, we are in the midst of one of our afternoon thunderstorms, which in Florida don't come across as like yours does in a front. They just build over your house and sit there for hours. So right now we have one that's been building over our house and sitting here for hours. It's dark as night out. So we'll see how long we can go with our recording today and how far we get before I have to shut everything down. At this point, I think we're good. The lightning is still, 5 seconds away. So what do they say? It's about 5 miles. When it gets when it gets about 2 Mississippi, I'm going to have to go. So, but right now we're just sitting here rumbling. Poor dog. Every day this happens. Today it just happens to be early. We're recording this around 1:00, and it usually shows up at 3 on the money. You can count on the storms starting at 3. And today it was early, and the poor dog, she hates storms. She hates loud noises, so it's been a rough couple of weeks for her.
Aww.
Every day, every afternoon with the rumbling. And it just rumbles and rumbles and rumbles and rumbles and for hours. It's kind of strange, actually. You gotta have to get used to it. But we have a fun show planned for you today, as we said in the opener. And we are going to talk about one stinking cute little pony.
My God, that face.
I know.
You will understand why we've titled the show, Oh My God,
that face is for this stinking cute pony we're going to talk about in just a minute here. And then also we have a friend of ours, Emily, coming up. And then, instead of doing a Tack and Have It segment on a new product, I just wasn't in the mood for that today. So I wanted to talk about food. And I can't talk about food with Jamie in the morning because she's a vegan, and just pretty much everything I talk about, she doesn't eat. So what fun is that, right? But you and I have talked about food since the show started almost 8 years ago. And so we're going to talk about new fair foods from around the fairs around the country. And we're going to talk about new fair foods for the 2015 fair season in a segment I have titled, Would You Eat That? So we'll find out if either one of us would eat some of this stuff. Did you realize that fair food is a $200 million business across the country every year?
No.
The Minnesota Fair alone sells $30 million in food during their fair run.
Oh my gosh.
I know. And we are coming up into fair season right now in some places up north. And I guess yours are more in the fall, aren't they?
Yeah. It's too hot to go to a fair around here in the summertime.
Yeah, we don't do anything in the summer here. So, although we are going, I didn't tell you this. We're going to Medieval Times on Sunday with my brother and his wife. So we're going down to Orlando, going to Medieval Times, and we'll give you a report on that next week's show. We've been many times, but we haven't been, they've changed the show last year. We haven't been since they changed the show.
So what did they change about the show?
I don't know. We'll find out. I have no idea.
How do you know there were changes?
Because they had all kinds of press releases and news stories about how they've changed the show for the first time in 20 years.
Oh, but they didn't tell you what it was. They're going to make you show up and find out.
Yes, I guess we'll show up and find out what they did. And actually, we had a good Groupon. Those dinner shows like that now are $60, $70 a ticket. And we had a Groupon for like half price. So we thought, let's just use this, go down and check it out. So I'll give you a report on Medieval Times next week and let you know how it is.
Yeah, I love that stuff. I haven't been to a Renaissance festival since, I used to go to Sterling Forest in Tuxedo, New York.
Oh, yeah, I know Sterling Forest. We've been up there.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Yes, and it's on the side of a mountain. You get tired on that one.
You do get tired of that. I was a ski instructor at Sterling Forest for a number of years. That's where I learned how to ski as a kid. So
when we owned the act, when we first met, Jennifer and I was at the Pennsylvania Renaissance Fair, and we had acting classes for a couple months leading up to doing the fair. It was at the very beginning of the Pennsylvania Renaissance Fair, and one of the things they did was put us all like 12 of us in a van and drove us up to Sterling. And we did a one-day trip up and back. We got in at like 3 a.m. Got home, but we did a one-day trip up, and we saw the Sterling Fair. So that's how I knew that fair. That's a neat fair because it is in the woods. It's in the middle of the forest.
You really do feel like you're in the Renaissance.
Yeah, you think you're in there with Robin Hood and his merry men.
That's exactly the yeah, and it really is like that. Even when there's no fair, you're like, it's a very fantastical kind of place.
Yep, it's cool. So there was a ski resort right there?
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow. It's called it's changed names a couple of times. It's not everybody will know it as Sterling Forest. It might be called like Powder Ridge now or something. But it's in Tuxedo, New York.
Yeah.
Mount
Very
Tom
cool.
is on the other side.
What is it? It was way up there in New York, if I remember right. It seems to take forever to drive there from Pennsylvania, is what I know.
No, let's see. Hold on a minute. No, Powder Ridge is in Connecticut. What is now? I got to know. Sterling Forest. No, it's probably about an hour north of the city.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe like an hour and a half.
Which, from where we were coming from, made it like 5.5 or 6. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Too long for one day, like we did it.
Yeah, and for me, it was like 25, 30 minutes from my house, so I would just, zip right up there. I don't know what the name. I can't find the name of it. What the new name of the place is? It's driving me crazy now.
Well, while you're looking that up, why don't we get on with the show? But before we get to our stinking cute pony alert, we have to congratulate Kat, who joins us once a month with the Eat Your Tart Out segment, and she gives us recipes and chats food with us once a month. Well, she won't be doing that for a couple months because she just had her baby.
Yay! She had a big baby too, didn't she?
9 pounds, 10 ounces, and she had it through natural delivery, she said. Does that mean no drugs?
Yes.
Okay, that's one frickin' tough woman right there.
Yes. Yeah.
I never had a baby, but that just sounds difficult to have a 10-pound baby with no drugs.
Okay, it's Tuxedo Ridge Ski Center.
Okay, there you go. Tuxedo Ridge.
That's the new place at Sterling Forest.
Got it.
Okay.
Well, Kat's baby's name was Emma Gail Nielsen, so she had a little girl, and
she had a big
congratulations. Big
girl.
It came out with a full head of hair, too, so it cooked a little extra time. But congratulations to her and her husband. They look so happy in the pictures, and this baby had very chubby cheeks. So we're very excited for
cute.
her.
Super
Yes,
cute.
it is super cute. Congratulations, Kat. Good job.
Congrats, Mama Bear.
She'll be back someday. She'll be back. When the baby's starting to take. Actually, it's almost easier to do stuff, isn't it? When they're little tiny babies because they're not moving around. So,
Yep. As long as you have an easy to maneuver car seat, which you use probably in more places than the car, but those car seats are pretty fabulous. You can just pop that little infant anywhere. They don't complain. If they cry,
they're not mobile.
You feed them. They're not mobile, and they have not learned the word no yet.
All right, let's talk ponies. I got an email from these people, and they said you got to find out and you got to talk to your audience about this pony. And this pony's name is Ginny the Lionheart, and this is the stinking cutest mini pony you've ever seen. So we're gonna get her owner on, a lady by the name of Tracy Bailey, who I believe is from Canada, and we're gonna find out about how she came to get a hold of Ginny and why we're talking about Ginny.
Because Ginny's stinking cute
and special. So Tracy, welcome to the Stable Scoop Show.
Hello.
First of all, tell me where you're located.
I'm located in Windsor, Ontario.
Windsor, Ontario, Canada. Okay, terrific. We have a lot of Canadian listeners. So now tell us the story of Ginny and how you came to get a hold of Ginny the Lionheart. And then we haven't really talked about why we're talking about Ginny on the show yet. So, and then tell us why we're talking about Ginny.
Ginny is a miniature horse that has 3 hoofs. She lost one probably about a year old in a barbed wire fence.
Ooh.
So they had to amputate the hoof.
At a year old?
At a year old, yes. So she's lived with this for about 3 years. She did have a prosthetic leg made for her by the family that owned her before. They took very good care of her. But unfortunately, she outgrew the prosthetic.
Yeah, because she was still pretty much a baby at that point. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
So it no longer fits her now. So we have this GoFundMe campaign to help get her a new one.
How did you get a hold of Ginny?
My daughter owns horses. She works with horses. She coaches kids. And she happened to see the ad. When she was young, I always said to my daughter, "You bring anything home with 3 legs." Metaphorically speaking.
Little did you know.
And she finds this little miniature horse with 3 legs.
And horses aren't really made to only have 3 hooves. You really need that 4th one.
Where was the at what joint did they do the amputation?
Right at the hoof itself.
Okay.
So right at the cornet band.
Okay, so they basically just cut the hoof off at that
And
point.
how old is she now? How old is Ginny now?
She's 4 now.
Have you noticed anything about her personality that has been shaped by her her differently abled body?
Ginny is the sweetest little pony, and I don't know if that's her personality or if it's compensation for not having that hoof. That she just
well, I can tell you this:
loved.
not all minis are super sweet. So
no, you're right. You're right. I've had a couple previous, and absolutely, they could be a handful.
So what does she like to do when she's, kind of kicking around the farm? What's her passion in life?
Grazing on green grass.
And do you have green grass often, or is it the kind of thing where it comes and goes and she's always looking for it?
Every day she has a whole field she could graze in. But I take her out every day. I graze her. I brush her. I, fly spray her, make sure the flies aren't bothering her. And every time I do that, she's constantly looking back, giving me kisses on the face or rubbing her head on me. She's just the sweetest little thing going.
And does she like to meet new people?
She loves people. Loves people.
Oh,
she's always rubbing against them, and I think the fame's gone to her head a little bit, though.
How tall is she? How tall is she?
She's probably like knee high.
So
maybe a little bit past your knee. Yeah.
So and I'm looking at the pictures of her. She definitely still looks mini size. I mean, to qualify for a mini.
Yeah.
But I got to talk about the mane. Talk about her mane. This is how she got her name, Lionheart, I assume.
She did. She did. The shipper gave her a bath. The shipper that picked her up and brought her to me. She gave her a bath, and she took pictures afterwards with this mane, and it was just like poof. And I'm like, whoa, what did we do to tame that down?
Imagine you wake up, Helena, and you have very thick hair. Imagine you wake up and you've been sleeping for 3 weeks, and your hair is just straight out. And that's what this pony's mane looks like. It's so cute. Looks like cotton balls.
I've had hair days like that. Only she's blonde and I'm a brunette. I get it, sweetheart. I get it.
And she's kind of palomino colored and has this white mane, and it just looks like cotton balls.
It's really adorable. Now, in a few of the photographs on her Facebook page, there's a woman who's wrapping her hind leg. What's that about?
That was the vet. They were doing the cast for her prosthetic leg.
For her new one. For the new one.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Right. So what they did was they made the plaster cast here. Essex Animal Clinic made it, and they're shipping it to Canine Orthotics and Prosthetics. Now, Canine will make the mold for the prosthetic out of that cast.
Now, did you? Now you have a GoFundMe campaign up right now to help pay for it, because I imagine prosthetics for horses or dogs or cats or anything are expensive.
Mm-hmm. And it's not just the prosthetics. Even after she has the prosthetics, she's going to have some sort of rehabilitation to learn how to basically walk again. We call it her good back leg, but her good back leg isn't quite that. It's twisted as well from carrying all her weight from her hind end on that one foot. So eventually she may need a brace on that one to kind of get it straightened back out.
Okay.
Well, it's good. I'm looking at our pictures. It's a good thing that minis can end up looking like Thelwell ponies with bellies down to the ground. And with her, it's so important that you watch her weight and make sure she doesn't. It looks like you're doing a good job with that.
She has gained a couple pounds. In fact, I said to her the other day, honey, I think we got to cut back on the grain a little bit. And she didn't like that. She just gave me the old, what are you talking about here?
Well, being a pony owner, I know that feeling. Mine has to stay in his stall now because even the muzzle wasn't working well enough. He has to stay in his stall all day now. It's only turned out at night. And when I go to get him in the morning, he wants nothing to do with me.
No.
He has figured that out. Ponies figure that stuff out pretty quick. Well, we're going to post a link to the GoFundMe campaign, or you can just search GoFundMe.com and search for Ginny the Mini, and it'll pop up. You're at half your goal. You're at $2,585 with I don't know how many days left here, but of 5,000. So you're halfway there.
Halfway there.
All right.
That's great. And it's been look at all the donors here. I'm looking, there's been a ton of different donations, and you can donate as little as $10. So it's
anything helps.
It's doable. Well, very good. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and good luck with Ginny. She is stinking cute.
She is.
Thank you.
Hi, this is Gina Moronic from Wisconsin, and I am an official Horse Radio Network auditor. It's something I'm really proud to do and to be a part of in a small way, because It's something that I get a lot of information from. The Horse Radio Network and the convenience of the downloadable podcasts means that I can improve my horsemanship skills, my riding skills, or just really enjoy listening to friendly, informative programming whenever I'm driving to work or working on chores or at the barn even. So I hope you find it as enjoyable as I do. If you do, go to horseradionetwork.com and click on the banner to become a Horse Radio Network auditor. For as little as $1 a month, you can be involved in this great thing too and keep it going. Thanks.
Do you have a company in the horse world? Are you looking to get the word out about your products, services, or shows? At the Horse Radio Network, we understand our advertisers need to reach the equestrian consumer in the most efficient, cost-effective way possible. Internet radio shows like this one, also called podcasts, allow the flexibility and creativity to craft unique messages that stand out from the herd and reinforce your existing marketing and social media strategies. If you want to learn more about advertising on this show or any of our shows on the Horse Radio Network, contact us at Glenn with 2 N's at horseradionetwork.com, or you can call us at 859-951-2022. Our listeners are terrific, engaged, and avid horse people, the ones that you are looking for. Next up, we have Emily Thompson, who is co-host of the Horses in the Morning show once a month when she does a special jumping episode. Emily is a Grand Prix jumper, been doing it most of her life, and we have her on to talk about horse buying in Europe. She just got back from a buying trip there, and she's going to tell us, kind of give us the Horse Buying in Europe 101. Well, hi, Emily. Welcome to the show.
Hey. Glad to be back or on a new show. This is new for me.
Hey,
I'm excited.
Tell me, Emily, tell everybody, what day of the month are you on Horses in the Morning?
Okay, it is the first Tuesday of every month, and it is all show jumping. Pretty awesome. It's jam-packed every time. It's actually coming up, I guess, 2 weeks or so.
Yep.
Starting to get our guests organized.
Helena, she has more guests in an hour and a half than anybody I've ever seen. It's like 10 guests in an hour and a half. She has.
I know everybody's like, Emily, you just have too many people. I think it's like so like crazy, like one person and going to the next. I'm like, well, I don't know. I mean, I feel like I turn a bunch of people down every episode too. So you got to keep the peace.
Either that or her ADD is worse than mine, and she's like,
that's hard.
I'm bored with you. On to the next.
Seriously, I know. And then I forget like half of my questions too. I'm like, wow, we had that person on and didn't even like gear it towards what I thought was interesting. But it ends up being interesting anyways.
It is. It's a good show, and you're a lot of fun. Thank you so much for doing that.
Oh.
Well, now I saw on your Facebook page that you recently made a trip to Europe on a horse buying expedition. And what we want to do here in this segment is have you kind of give us a Horse Buying in Europe 101. People here kind of have an idea when we want to buy a horse, we go to Dream Horse or Craigslist or wherever, depending on your price range. So what do you do? Like I just won the lottery and I'm heading over to Europe and I'm going to buy my first European horse. I'm assuming I just don't go to the European, like the Dusseldorf Craigslist. So
you can. Honestly,
do they even have a Craigslist in Dusseldorf?
I don't know.
Probably not. Maybe, I don't know. I think it can be. I mean, shopping in Europe it's awesome. Depending on what you're shopping for, people don't realize the prices are actually quite a bit better over there because a lot of times you're shopping direct to dealers, being your breeders even that have large number of horse head and need to have turnover. There are also many state auctions that are like high end, not like an auction kind of sounds here. It's like super catered to the spectator, and it's always like this really beautiful events and people buy tables and all of this. You can get top quality horses for a little bit more reasonable prices. So there's really a bunch of different ways to do it. I would say backing it up to sort of your involvement, your discipline, whether you're doing show jumping, dressage, eventing, will then gear you towards probably a location. For me, I had a few orders that I was shopping for, so I I ended up really needing covering all my bases. It was epic. I went to like every single contact that I had in 4 different countries. Just sometimes you have to do it that way. You can be much more targeted if you're shopping for a personal horse for yourself.
Hey, Emily, cut it personal horse for yourself. You keep hitting the dial buttons. We're keeping beeps. Is your keypad open on your phone?
It's not.
Yeah, I keep getting. You hearing that, Helena?
Yes, I do.
Okay. It's almost like your ears touching the keypad or
The
something.
keypad, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, just
All right, I'm going to hold it still.
yeah.
Here.
See if I don't know what we can do. It happens sometimes with guests, but. All right. So
Okay, well,
let's do it from. Okay, I'll come in with a question. 3, 2, 1. So now I talked to other professionals who are going over to Europe, and a lot of them use brokers, horse brokers. Now here in the United States, you say horse broker, that doesn't necessarily have a good connotation in the for Americans, but it's a different thing over there altogether, right?
It depends. You need to find the right people. I think that there are agencies that are set up that have trainers who they charge a finder's fee commission, and they will agent through all of their contacts to try to find you the right horse. I think that it can definitely be done that way. It's possibly, personally, I think if you're not going over with a trainer, then maybe that is the way, that you have an agent that is going to look through their personal contacts and through all the different farms that are in the area and find something that's suitable for you, and then help stand behind it if it doesn't work out when you bring it all the way home. If it's not quite the horse for you after a year, you're developing it, they can help resell the horse, find you a new one. You want to have backup. You don't want to just win the lottery, go shop for horses, and buy something that's not right for you. So how you do it is very important.
Yeah, because shipping it back is a little more complicated than than you drove an hour.
It totally is. It's very stressful, because you just don't have a lot of time to get to know the animals. So you really need to trust your team to make sure that you're making the right purchase for yourself. Certainly, as an amateur horse, it's very important that every horse has the same, like a USDF number, depending on where they show, what country. They have a number that you can track their show results. You should see what they've been doing, who bred them, where did they come from. You definitely want to be like, an investigator. You want to be like creeping online for weeks before you purchase anything.
Would you suggest that people who may be new to this level of shopping to do a little bit of that here in the States in terms of if you've been shopping for something a lower level or a lower priced horse, maybe go up a level, practice, so to speak, here in the States, and then take that overseas? Meaning, I just have this sense that like there might be people who be like, oh, wouldn't it be fun to go try some Dutch warm bloods, or wouldn't it be fun to try this breed or that breed, and then get on a plane. Sometimes they have more money than brains. I know I'm going to get flamed for that, but it happens.
It's true. The truth hurts.
And then they go over there. They do have the time and the money to buy a quality horse, and then they come back only to find out that the horse really isn't a good fit for their need. And at the end of the day, they're going to go through the heartbreak. They may be able to afford to make a mistake over there, but when your heart's broken because you got your heart set on this great new partner. So this is the scenic route too. Do you think that people should have a little experience shopping at that level before they go overseas?
Yeah,
or does it not matter?
I think it's really valid. For me, what I did, and for all of those are really valid things. And it's pretty, I dissuade people from going and just shopping in Europe just because I think they should be part of a trainer group. They should have backup. They should know where they're going. For example, when I had a business down in Dallas, Eric and I did for, this is like maybe 8 years ago or so, we had, were plugged in with a dressage barn down there that I did some business with, and they had this contact over in Germany to go study at the State Riding College in the Oldenburg region, which if you're German, you have to get a certification to ride, a license to lunge, drive the tractor, train, all of these things, and everybody has to go through the same courses, the textbooks. It's governed by the FN. So we actually coincided with our shopping trip each year. We would take our students to the State Riding College in Vecta, and all of the kids would take courses. They would learn how to ride. My feeling is if you're buying a horse from another country, you should probably know how that horse was trained, what is the background, the foundation, which is primarily dressage over there. So we had our kids come and take 2-week courses before they would go to the stud farm shopping. And when they brought something home, before it came home, they brought it back to school. And the school would help give them classes and sort of that foundational work, the dressage, which we're really missing in this country for the hunter jumpers. And it was really smooth. Thank God we didn't have any problems like that, just, mismatched riders and horses. But it's a nightmare. That's how it does go wrong. When it goes wrong, it's a bad match,
Yeah. What do you think, Glenn?
Well,
are you going to go over to Europe? What are you going to get?
Not yet. And if I do, I'm bringing Emily with me. And there's 2 reasons for that. Is we just have a lot of fun too. So
we do.
So now let me ask you though, what do you do about vets? I mean, I assume you're going to bring a horse. You're going to spend $10,000 driving or flying a horse back from Europe. You're going to do a vet check on that price horse. So is that something that you arrange or that your contacts arrange? How's that work?
It depends. If you are shopping with a agent, like we discussed, then they'll help you arrange all of those things. If you have a trainer, I would suggest going to one of the major stud farms, Stahl-Ramsbrock in Germany, Schackemold, one of these big name brand stud farms that have 3,000 or 4,000 horses, and you can go through specifically what you need. Okay, they help match, and when you really feel confident that this is the horse for you, you don't necessarily have to be there for the vetting. I've done it both ways. Sometimes I'm there, sometimes I'm not. What you do is you arrange, or your agent arranges, for a vet check, clinical, which is ears, eyes, wind, flexions, and then also your x-rays. And the x-rays are taken there, however many films and angles you like, and they can be mailed to your vet of choice in the U.S. And also the clinical exam can be videotaped, which is what I do. I can't be there all the time, but I want the clinical videotaped, and my vet goes over it all.
And that's thorough. And and then I assume that obviously if the horse is finally sold, you're going to have a fee for the broker. You're also going to have to fly it back here, which what's the going rate for that nowadays?
It really depends. You get a deal for more horses. There's 3 horses to a pallet. For one, you're probably going to be normally around in that 6,500 range, a little more sometimes. It depends. I try to get more horses. Personally, I go over shopping, for multiple clients, so I try to get as many on a pallet as possible. It's cheaper for everybody.
Can I just say, I don't know what Helena thinks, but I think when you said horses on a pallet, it sounded funny. It just sounded funny.
I know, it's outrageous, the whole thing. Hey, I'm doing my own domestic breeding. What exactly do anything about pallets.
Pallet.
I know. It's like, the factory over there. There are so many horses. When you land in, I personally love to go to Germany. I think that's the highest quality and highest concentration. And when you're flying in there on the airplane, I fly into Bremen, it's in the Oldenburg region. It is outrageous how many horse farms you can see, just like ring after ring after ring. It's wild.
Well, I know that Jennifer worked on at a standardbred farm, a big one in Pennsylvania, one of the biggest in the country. And you talked about 2,000 horses. I'm like, do they have numbers? And that's how they did it at the standardbred, is they were all numbered, and the number was always on their halters or somewhere.
Oh wow!
And that's how they could tell the horse was by number, because there were so many.
They don't do numbers at the stud farms that I go to, but the horses are just their color, gender, and then the parent, the sire's name, and then the dam sire's name. So it'll be like brown gelding, cornet, arpeggio. And you're like, okay, this horse, is going to have a name put on its passport when it's time to leave. So sometimes you do end up naming them for the first time at 5 years old. Yes.
Well, the important question is, did you find any horses while you were over there having fun?
Oh,
I saw
God.
the pictures of you jumping and jumping and jumping.
Oh, I know. It was epic. I mean, some days I tried up to 16, 17 horses. I never stayed at the same hotel for 2 nights in a row. 2 nights was my longest always, and then I was out of there onto the next place. I was looking for a few different clients, and then I was also looking for a development horse for me to ride. So it was kind of like, we need to leave no stones unturned here. Like, this is outrageous, but we're doing it anyways. And I did find quite a few horses for clients, and they're going to trials and being vetted, which is exciting. And I don't want to speak too soon because I'm only in the middle of my clinical exam, but we are vetting a horse for me to develop. So we're super excited. I hope.
Oh, our fingers are crossed for you.
I know, it'd be cool. So we'll see. I went to where it's really great to shop my vet contact, which I love. The quality is always great. It's at Fellransbrock. It's in the Oldenburg region in Germany. And it's a stud farm, but also a training barn. And he has 100 jumping horses under tack at any time. So you always have pretty much whatever you're looking for. It can be found there. It's kind of one-stop shopping. And, he guarantees the horse. If you don't like it, something goes wrong, he'll trade it back out for you because he has so many and he loves he loves to have good business, of course. So
yeah.
I feel good when I shop there. I'm like, what? For me, that's really, you got to shop at the big stud farms personally. You get good prices and a little bit of backup.
Is there something that you've learned through this experience or through this part of your career? Do you have an appreciation for the different breeds and their abilities, or do you find that there really aren't that great? It's not that much of a difference. What it really comes down to is the stud farm where they came from, or how they were raised or trained, or is there really a distinct difference in breeds versus what they can do, or how well they're matched up with a new owner?
I think there really is. I think it's all those things. I think the breeding is so important. That's temperament. That's conformation. I think I did go to so many different places. For example, I was in France, which I was not specifically looking for horses, although I saw a few, but I had to check in on the little stallion that was sent overseas to be developed because he's like a wild man. Like he was unmanageable as a stallion on the grounds. But over there, they have young horse shows. So we went, and he was in the 5-year-old stallion section, which is like the juvenile delinquent section. It was crazy. Like they're all like screaming and all this.
Delinquent section.
That's right.
Go to your room.
So funny. I was like, wow, there was no hope. Like I would have been kicked out of every ring I went into at a USCF show, but all of them are like all, screaming and all of this. But in France, the French stud book is different. They have more thoroughbreds. You're going to have definitely a different type of horse than you're going to find in Germany. So you have to for sure shop where you are comfortable that that's the type for you, depending on discipline and what you're going to do with it. And then from there, absolutely, the upbringing is so important, which is why, again, I like the big stud farms because they're working around many other horses. They're folded into a big program. They're on and off the truck at a young age. They're on and off the walker. I feel like you have more of a socialized animal at a younger age, although they don't push them because there's so many. Like I tried quite a few 5-year-olds that were geldings, so they hadn't gone to the stallion shows, which made them a bit behind, but they were only like 6 months under tack, and they were already ready to horse show, but they started so late, they just put them through the dressage, and the horses come along, and I think it's a better way to shop. I really do. The larger stud farms are going to have that upbringing that you really need that good foundation with a show horse at a young age.
That's interesting.
Well, very cool, Emily. Thank you so much for enlightening us a bit. And it was fun watching all the pictures on your Facebook page of your travels. That was fun, too.
Oh, my gosh.
And
epic.
I can't imagine how tired you were at night after trying 16 horses in a day.
Oh, gosh. Yeah. And then if you saw a bunch of bad horses, the discouragement just... I had one day where I didn't see any good horses, and I just thought the world was over because you're so tired anyways, and then also no good horses. But no, we did. It was redeemed by the end of the trip, thank God.
Well, thanks, Emily. We appreciate you joining us. It's Horses in the Morning. Two things.
Yeah.
It's Horses in the Morning, first Tuesday of every month. You can go there and search for Emily Thompson, and you'll get all our past episodes if you want to take a listen. Plus, Emily makes clothing, Helena, and she makes fantastic clothing. Tell the listeners about that a little bit.
Well, it is. We hope it's fantastic. I don't know. It sounded really big shoes to fill there, but it's all athletic fabric. People do like it. It's machine washable, very durable. We have shirts and custom shirts and stock jackets and custom jackets. We've got all sorts of cool gear. You can check us out online. It's ECE, that's sequestrian.com, or ECE Equestrian at Facebook.
So it's ECE Equestrian is where you'll find all of the products, some terrific products, very classy looking, just like Emily.
I have heard of EC Equestrian.
Yeah.
I did not know that was you. Now I'm super excited.
It is.
Well, now tell everybody the important part. Where's it made? Helena's from New York, right outside of New York City, right, Helena?
Yeah, we were
Oh,
talking
you're
about
right.
that.
Yes.
We were talking about that.
Yes.
Still considered upstate. She's Bronxville. I'm
I know, right?
Yeah,
less than a half an hour from that, 45 minutes from that, and we're
So she's going to be
upstate.
excited to hear where it's made.
It is. It is made in Manhattan, New York City's Garment District, down there on 38th Street, if you can believe it.
excellent. Oh my God, I'm in love with the men's long sleeve competition shirt. Okay, you see how easily I am distracted by apparel, Glenn.
And,
Ugh.
you know, if we
We're
had...
all ADD.
We keep saying that we're going to get some shirts made because she will make custom shirts where on the inside of the show shirts, they can have your logo so that when you have the shirt open, you know, you're not showing, you have it open, you can actually see the logos. And it would be so, wouldn't it be cool to have the Horse Radio Network logo, the little guy put on the inside of the shirts? That would be cool.
Yeah.
That would be fun. Now,
That would be cool.
I think Jamie wears your shirts, right? Doesn't she?
She does.
Yeah, and she loves them. She everybody that wears your shirt. She has some of the top professional jumpers in the world wearing her shirts. So
You know, we've been really fortunate. They like it, and it's like hard-wearing gear. I mean, I'm a horse girl. I do my own work. I brush and braid my own horses, and it's like pretty challenging to keep a white shirt clean at the horse show. But that's sort of where the idea came from. We need to make nice, classy, clean-looking clothes for us sturdy barn girls, really.
now, didn't you
How
also?
can you do that?
Am I talking out of school to say that you met up with Reese and you're trying to get a dressage line going too?
Yeah, it's true. We're turning the gears. It's looking pretty probable here. Hopefully for next season, we're going to have a proper dressage shirt on the market. Same fabric, same technical properties, but with a different design for dressage.
Reese and Emily went to a fabric convention or something in Miami together. I know Helena's going to die when she hears that.
Oh,
I know. It was so much fun. We drove down to Miami, us two horse girls. We took the day off. It was during the work week. Drove all the way down there. So it's like, you know, what you would imagine, a vendor show. Everybody set up in a little booth, but it's just tons of people with swatches and trimmings and elastic and all the little materials, mesh, everything, buttons, the hang tags, you know, everything that goes into it. It's overwhelming. But when you know what you're looking for, you're like, okay.
yeah. You got to let it sink in first. That's how we feel when we
you're
go
just like-
to Ada every year, Glenn. I mean, Glenn's a little bit more, he's a little dead into it, but I still go there every single time and I'm completely floored. And then it takes me like an hour to focus. Okay, what am I here for? I got to find this. Okay, good. And then you can, but you still get giddy. You still get totally giddy.
I know.
And textiles,
And then,
fabrics.
like,
Oh
new
my
products. It's so true. And then, like, every booth has, you know, like 10 books with a million swatches, so you feel like there's no way you're going to absorb all the information.
Well, now,
I
will you
know.
be there in August? You usually you've been going to Ada off and on. Will you be there or not?
I think I'm actually possibly going to do August.
Okay.
Because believe it or not, we're looking at possibly doing that PGA show, which is kind of conflicting with January Ada.
Okay. All right, cool. Well, then, if you do, Helena's going to come down, and you two can hang out
Yeah, we'll
together
be
a
there.
bit. We'll make sure we go out to dinner one night.
Yeah,
we'll definitely do
totally.
that.
It'll be better weather, right? Jeez.
Yes,
January
and the
so
last
icy.
time we met there.
Me and Glenn were like in our like winter clothes inside, like the shameful Floridians.
Thank you, Emily Thompson, S Equestrian,
Hey.
ECE. Thank you.
Bye, Emily.
Bye-bye.
Later,
Em.
guys.
All right, bye. Isn't she fun?
I love her.
She's a lot of fun to do shows with, too. She's great.
Yeah.
And quite a jumper. I saw her doing her thing when we were down in Wellington and over the winter. She has a place down there, and she goes down there over the winter and shows, and it was kind of neat to see her actually do her jumping thing. So very cool. Very cool.
Good.
Well, let's do, instead of tack and habit, we're going to end the show with something a lot of fun today. We're going to talk food, and this is in Kat's honor because she can't make it this month because she's off having babies. So we thought I would do this in her honor, and it's the time of year when the fair season is getting started across the country. A lot of the northern states are having their state fairs already, and there's a huge market in state fairs, by the way. Millions and millions of people go every year, and I noticed a lot of the Food Network shows now are around fairs and fair food. But they always every year come out with the new things, and fairs kind of lead the way for foods that either sounds really gross or is really bad for you. So that's what we're going to talk about today is the new things coming out at fairs. And we're going to play a little game, and Helena and I will play, and you can play along at home. And that is, would you eat this? So are you ready, Helena?
Yeah, I'm hungry too. So
okay.
There might be a lot more yeses than
I'm going to start kind of mild and see. This is kind of mild. Butter chicken samosas. And that's pastries filled with chicken in a tomato curry sauce and served with a side of green chutney.
Absolutely.
I don't like curry, so I have to pass on that one. But I knew you'd like that one. That's why I brought that one up first.
Creamy pastry. I don't care if it's sweet or savory.
Yes,
chickeny.
right.
Good. Mm.
Now, here's the next one. This is a little bizarre. It's called a burger dog. It's a ground blend of hamburgers, hot dogs, bacon, cheese, and a splash of jalapeno on a hot dog bun.
Ground beef. Say that again. Ground beef.
Hamburger.
Yeah.
Ground hot dogs.
Yeah.
Bacon, cheese, and jalapeno on a hot dog bun.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I would try it too. I hate
I'll
to
take
say
5
it,
of them.
That
sounds
I don't know.
good.
Hamburger and hot dog together just sounds like it might work.
Especially
when you
that
throw
sounds
bacon
so good,
in.
it almost made me swear.
That's what I thought that too. I didn't know if I was the only one. Okay. All right. Cowboy bites. This is in Texas. Texas has a great state fair. I want to go there. It's on my bucket list. Sweet corn kernels, bacon, jalapenos, and cream cheese blended into bite-sized balls, breaded and fried and served with ranch dipping sauce. Okay, you put cream cheese and bacon together, and then you add jalapenos and some corn. Oh, I would do it.
Yep.
There's a new barbecue place here in town that's serving something called spoon bread, only it's cornbread, but it's not solid cornbread like cornbread normally is. It's more like it's more like stuffing, a cornbread stuffing, but it's made with real corn in it. Oh, it is to die for. It's like candy. Oh, we love that stuff. All right, Grandma Deb's Snicker Bar Salad. This is chopped. You're going to love this one. This is chopped Snicker bars, Granny Smith apples, tossed in vanilla pudding and whipped cream and drizzled with caramel sauce.
Duh. Super duh. God. Duh.
That one make you hungry there. Right there.
Oh, my God.
Jennifer's lining up for that one. She loves caramel and apples and Snickers bars. All that.
I'm on a forever diet, too, so that's rough. I'll never see that.
All right, I'll ruin your diet with this one.
Okay.
It's called Hot Tail. This is also out of Texas. Roasted pigtail coated in scallion ginger sauce.
Roasted pigtail.
Yeah, and it looks like a tail.
Yeah, that I'd have to draw the line at the tail.
I knew that would just wipe you out for a while. So that brought you back down to earth again, and then I'm going to take you back up with this one because I just want one of these right now.
Okay.
Mac and cheese cupcake. Mac and cheese nestled in a breadcrumb crust, then sprinkled with breadcrumbs and frosted with a dollop of Cheese Whiz.
Oh, you know what? I would not eat that.
No?
That would give me a tummy ache.
Oh, I would eat that in a second. I love mac and cheese of any kind.
I do too, but it's way too much.
It's going to be rich.
Yeah, that would
put Cheese Whiz on top. By the way, I know it's bad for you, and I know it's not good, and I know it's uncouth, but I love Cheese Whiz. You could just pour it in my mouth.
I like Cheese Whiz too. Hey, I am not above tilting my head back and squirting a pound of that stuff down my gullet.
We confess, we're rednecks. We confess.
That would be fine, but when you add the breadcrumbs and the macaroni and the butter that goes with it, it would just give me a tummy ache. Now, if I had a stomach of steel, then my taste buds would be more than happy to indulge.
Well, here's one that is just why. This is just a why, okay? Because when you go to fairs, there's so much good food to choose from. Matter of fact, when we go to fairs, that's the problem I have. It's like it's overwhelming, and you go, I'm only here for a day. I only got like 3 meals, 4 if I push it.
Yeah,
So, I only can try like 3 different things. What am I going to do with all this good stuff? Why would you do this? Spam burger in 5 new flavors. Yep, a grilled spam burger with cheese and onions and your choice of 5 flavors: jalapeno, hot and spicy, bacon, hickory smoke, or black pepper.
I might try the bacon hickory. I don't know that I've ever actually had Spam.
Really?
Yeah.
No. Really?
Yeah, I think I have not ever had Spam.
Oh, I'm going to send you a can. You're gonna
No, in
try
fact,
it.
I can tell you, I have not ever
I'm
had
going to
Spam.
have a case shipped to your house from Amazon, so you have to try it.
Like, I don't even think I dabbled in college. No.
Wow.
What is Spam exactly?
It's like
What's
ground goop, and it comes out in a goopy sort of substance out of the can, and then you have to fry it or something to make it edible.
I'm pretty sure
big,
that
big Spam is huge in Hawaii.
Really?
They eat Spam of all kinds in Hawaii. Yep.
Why?
Let's get on to one that's better. You're gonna love this one.
Okay.
Stuffed Italian meatloaf on a stick. Listen
Yeah.
to this. Listen to this. Italian meatloaf stuffed with mozzarella and pepperoni, topped with marinara sauce and a Parmesan herb blend, and served on a stick. I would try that right now. Just give me one of those.
Absolutely no problem.
No problem.
With that.
How about this? Wine fried kale. Yes, battered kale. Fried crispy in wine and served with a sweet Thai chili sauce.
Start the beginning. I missed the first
It's
part.
battered kale, like the leafy
I would
stuff.
do it. I like kale.
Fried crispy in wine
Yeah,
and served with a sweet Thai chili sauce.
absolutely.
I thought that
Delish.
one sounded strange. I really did.
It sounds good.
And now
Go
here's
ahead. Go ahead.
yeah, you like kale though, and so, I don't know. I can eat some greeny stuff. I'm on a strict part of my diet, so I'm really sick of salad right now. The next one, having come from Renaissance Fair background, I ate a lot of these, but not quite this way. Deep fried bacon wrapped turkey leg. That's right. Just what it is. Sounds like it's a deep fried bacon wrapped around an enormous multi-pound turkey leg. And the guy tried it and said it was absolutely delicious. And they use a Guinness beer battered bacon. So you got Guinness beer battered bacon wrapped around a turkey leg and fried. Like I would do that in a second.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't understand. What is it with this list that's challenging?
Well, I know. Well, here's a fry dog. It's now this is a new one. It's just a new way of serving it, and I would eat this too. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's a hot dog wrapped in French fries and then deep fried until it's one crispy junk food on a stick. So the French fries become your bun. That's just perfect. It just saves time.
Yeah.
Right? Saves effort. It's all in one place.
Yeah. Dude, at this point, I'll put a rock in some deep fried batter and eat it. Just
okay,
batter
here's
that
a
stuff
strange
up.
one.
Okay.
Out of Texas again, new this year. Deep fried sweet tea.
How do you do that?
Well, here you go. The South signature drink is combined with their signature cooking technique by blending brewed sweet tea into a custard filling. It's then coated in a graham cracker crust and deep fried and topped with sweet tea syrup. That sounds like your teeth would rot out just eating it, doesn't it? It just sounds
that would
really
be a nice,
sweet.
like, with a what do they call that when you have a cocktail after dinner?
A aperitif or a cordial.
Maybe a cordial.
Yeah.
Aperitif. Isn't that before dinner?
Oh, you're right. I think it's a cordial that's after dinner. It's like sweet stuff. Yeah. How about
Digestive.
How about alligator sausage on a stick?
No, I'm not interested in alligator.
Yep.
And I also don't like frogs' legs and other amphibians.
I believe it or not, the guy who doesn't like any seafood at all, nothing that comes out of water, I actually tried frog's legs and liked them.
Get out!
I did. I tried frog's legs and I liked them. They tasted just like chicken. If I'd closed my eyes, I would not have known.
I knew that's what you were going to
They
say.
did. It did. It tasted like chicken. I know that's just a thing. Now, I have tried alligator too, and it did not taste like chicken. I don't care what anybody
What did it
says.
taste like?
It tastes
You ate
like
alligator?
slimy fish. I just, you know me, I don't like fish.
It had a fishy taste?
Everything out of the water tastes fishy to me. Lobster tastes fishy to me. Everything that's out of the water tastes weird. And the other thing I can't do is the texture of seafood. It's just gross. Anyway, here's the last one.
Okay.
The king. This has been around a while, and apparently was gone for a while at Texas Fair, and it's back. It's the 2005 Big Texas Award for the best new food at the Texas Fair. Okay. It's fried peanut butter and jelly and a banana sandwich. So they make a sandwich, and then they coat it in the tempura batter. They make a peanut butter, jelly, and banana sandwich, and they coat it in tempura batter, and they deep fry it. Oh, man. And apparently they use lots of jelly. I would love that. That would sound really
I like
good.
that, actually.
That's really good. That's the Elvis
this
deep fried
is so
sandwich.
unfair to do to me. We're taping this at 2:00 in the afternoon.
You haven't
And
eaten lunch
do
yet?
you want to know what I've had? I've had earthy, crunchy granola cereal for breakfast. 18 carrots, 18 baby carrots. I had 2.5 ounces of grilled chicken from last night. And that's it.
Jeez,
and now I have to go and have my afternoon
eating
snack.
so little.
And all I want to do is take a big glob of peanut butter and jelly and deep fry it.
One of the things I'm allowed to have in my diet, and it's so satisfying right now because we're in that season down here, is watermelon. We have such good watermelons. A lot of watermelon comes out of Florida, right around where we are. So there's roadside stands everywhere just selling watermelons. And I can have that. It just gets my sweet tooth satisfied, and there's 1 calorie in a slice of watermelon. It's all water, so I can actually have it on my diet. It's not that sugar apparently doesn't count. So I'm happy with that. That's it. Now, did that make you want to go to the fair? We've been to the fair together, you and I. Actually,
cut open that watermelon I have sitting on the counter.
You and I have been to the fair together.
That helped.
We went to the Thompson Fair together years and years ago. Is it Thompson?
Who?
You and I.
What? What fair?
Is it Thompson Fair, the big fair you have up there? Is it
Topsfield?
Topsfield. Yes, we went to the Topsfield Fair. You lost to Gracie that day.
Oh, my God.
That we were with you that day. We saw the Royal Canadian Mounties that day at the Topsfield Fair together. So we have been to a fair together.
Yes, we have. That was a farm fair. That was an agricultural fair.
It was fun, though. That was a fun fair. Topsfield.
That was a lot of fun. Yes, Grace was nestled in between the sheep. Remember, we couldn't find her, and I had a freaking meltdown.
You did. You had a meltdown, but she was only like 4 then, right?
Yeah, and she had climbed in with the sheep and decided to sit down in their little straw bed and just have a chat with them.
I think we had half the fair looking for her at that point.
Oh my God, it was horrible.
Fortunately, it didn't last long. We found her pretty quick, but it probably for you seemed like 3 days.
Yeah, I mean, for however many people, 10,000 people that are there. And oh man.
I know it was scary. It was scary.
But it was funny. She's like, I was just hanging out with the sheep, Mama.
Hanging out with the sheep. We had a good rest of the day after that. But I remember you not letting her go. You tied your scarf around her neck and drug her around the rest of the day. But
it was all that I could do to not get one of those stupid harness
thing. You thought about it after we discussed it. I remember that.
Yeah. Now, you know what? If I had with the technology today, if I had a 4-year-old or a 3-year-old, I'd microchip the shit out of her.
Yeah, that's right. GPS tracker.
I would totally microchip her. I'd put some kind of homing device on her. I would put drone technology in her so I could steer her back home. Oh, that was the most horrible hour of my life.
Yes, that was. It really was.
But she's good, and we all ate yummy, delicious.
And I'm sure she
food.
doesn't remember that.
No, she remembers me telling the story because I tell it with such,
enthusiasm,
passion.
Yes, exactly.
Passion.
Yep, we were there. That's why you forgot we went to a fair together. Is you tried to put that one out of your mind.
I really, I have.
All right,
back to the Topsfield Fair several times since then, but
It's
And
a
I
fun
still get a
fair.
little freaky.
Yeah, I bet around that one building where we lost her. It's like, and it was where the animals were. Is the building we were in actually? Yeah.
Yeah, they
you're
were.
right.
She was sitting in
That's
among
right.
the sheep, and
That's
they
right.
were the cows. And
We were looking
she
everywhere
was-
outside that building. We lost her in the building, and we were looking everywhere outside the
they're
building.
outside the building.
Yeah.
And I never thought to you know,
Look in the animals.
in the animals. Yeah, and then I did, and I saw these this little pair of legs. I'm like, I'll be dipped.
That's how
Of
you knew
course.
she
Where
was
else
going to
would
be
you
an
go?
animal person.
Yeah, I know. Be careful what you wish for.
All right, let's call it a day. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. We appreciate it. Thank you to our guests and our sponsors. And also, you can find Helena at
You can find me at flirtingwiththeworld.com. We've been very busy over there. So if you like fashion, if you like horses, and if you happen to be a wise and whimsical feminine spirit, you'll find lots of cool stuff at flirtingwiththeworld.com.
And of course, you can find Stable Scoop at stablescoop.com. All of our past episodes are there. Going back, you realize that we're going to be getting together in August, and August starts our 8th year.
Wow.
2008. And that's right? No, 7th year. No, we'll be going into our 8th year. We'll have finished our 7th year. That's right. So wow. So we can celebrate together for a change.
Yeah,
We'll be at your
I know. And I just found out that I don't know if that's going to be the day you guys are here, but the Newport Polo organization, they're offering a screening of Snowman.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the movie.
Oh, wow. And we talked about going down to Newport anyway. That'd be
So
perfect.
they just announced it. So I was like, I'm going.
Get us into
Okay.
that. Get us in.
Okay. All right. We'll get you in.
All right. Thanks, everybody. That's it for
Thanks,
this week.
everybody. We will be back next week with more. Until then, happy scooping.